Hey everybody, Mike Lawson here. Listen, I've been reading this book. It's probably my second or third time reading it, and just getting a lot of value out of it and want to share it with you. It's The Amazing Results of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. I highly recommend it. So I just want to share a few ideas. I took some notes and just want to share a few ideas with you. Listen, if you're in business, it's important that people like you, and here's why. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust, right? And one of those is like. So I want to talk about how to get people to like you and how do you become a likable person. Well, you'll attract people by becoming an attractive person. And what I mean by that is, number one, you first want to like other people, right? Now, if you have a problem with this, maybe I'll do another video about how to start liking people, but you need to be genuine and really start liking people. Be outgoing. Create positive thought patterns and also appreciate others. See, the deepest drive in human nature is to be appreciated. The deepest drive in human nature is to be appreciated. See, listen, people will do more for recognition, which is a form of appreciation, than they will do for money. Maybe your company has had maybe they're running a bonus or they're running a special or they're running something where, listen, if you perform, you'll get a gift certificate or you'll get a trophy. People will do more for a trophy than they will do a check, right? And the reason why is because people want to be recognized. They want to be appreciated for their hard work or for whatever area that they're in. So you want to get rid of, number one, fear, anxiety, which anxiety is, just essentially fear, and self-centeredness. Now, I want to talk about self-centeredness because this is something that I've struggled with. And I want to give you a couple examples. Number one, have you noticed, like, when you take an elevator ride and you're in the elevator with a bunch of other people, most people are just looking up? Well, I think nowadays people are just sitting on their phones and looking down. And the reason why is because you're self-centered, meaning you're only worried about you and yourself in that moment, checking Facebook, checking Instagram, whatever you're on. It's being self-centered. Well, maybe instead of doing that, how about saying hi to the person next to you? How about making that elevator a better place after you leave than when you got on that elevator, right? And the reason why is because we're self-centered. And let me give you a real life example. For me personally, when I'm in the gym, and I never used to wear headphones. Now I wear headphones just because everybody wears headphones. I used to like going into the gym because in a previous business, I used to recruit people in the gym. But I used to like meeting people and getting to know people. That's just my personality. But now I'm always wearing headphones, right? So I don't hear what's going on. And plus, most people have headphones in. Well, having headphones in, we all have thoughts in our head, right? The voices in our head. Well, that's a whole nother, it's a whole nother battle and a whole nother issue. But, as I'm, in my workout and I see all these different groups of people, these little cliques, I'm thinking to myself, well, that person looks like this or that person looks like that, or, oh, I'd like to look like that person, or whatever stories are going on, in my head. I'm being self-centered, meaning I don't want to take the headphones off and go have a conversation with somebody. And another thing that I've been doing is leaving the one earpiece down or, kind of out of my ear. So in case anybody does want to talk to me, which never happens, I usually initiate the conversations. But my point is being self-centered, okay? And have you ever noticed that if you judge somebody or you think, a certain way of somebody, well, this person looks like that or this person looks like that, and then you meet that person, they're nothing like what you thought they were? And let me give you a real life funny story. When I just moved into my house about 2 years ago, and when I was moving in, or after I moved in, my son was soon after getting ready to take his driving test. And, I was helping him parallel park outside. Now, it was a new development, so there was no through traffic. There was a house being built across the street, and there were some orange cones. So I grabbed the orange cones, and I set up a parking spot for him to parallel park. Well, one day, as we're practicing parallel parking, okay, this car, drives by, does a U-turn, pulls up right next to us, looking at the house that we were parallel parking in front of. And I just rolled down my window. I said, "Are we in your way?" And he says, "No." Gets out of the car, goes into his house. Now, he parked right next to us, right? So we couldn't get out, right? I mean, we could drive straight and get out, but it was a jerk move. So I'm like, all right, well, went back in the house, across the street, right? Went back in the house, and the rest of the day I'm thinking all these things. Oh, man, neighbor from hell. I'm going to have all these issues, all these problems. We just moved into a brand new home, a brand new development. It's just going to be a nightmare for the next however long I'm here. And I start thinking of all these things. And you know what? I caught myself and I said, you know what? Stop thinking that, because you're going to end up being friends with this person. And turns out, long story short, one of the nicest guys I know, right? It's just his personality. We're good friends now. I'm surprised he's not watching right now. I'm sure he will be commenting. And you see us playing disc frisbee golf almost once a week. But he's a great guy. But my point is, we start being self-centered, where I was only thinking about myself and how my life was going to be affected by this person. So, listen, another thing is, you'll be happier and you'll start enjoying life the more positive you are. So if you want to be liked and respected, start loving other people. And the word love has been mentioned in the Bible, depending upon what version, almost 538 times. Up to 538 times the word love appears in the Bible. So start loving people. And if you're not there yet, if you're not feeling the love, but maybe let's take baby steps to start liking people. Now there's a story in the book, in Norman Vincent Peale's book, where he talks about Henry Ford. And Henry Ford and his friend went out to lunch one day, and Henry Ford asked his friend, "Who is your best friend?" And his friend started naming a bunch of people, and then Henry Ford interrupted him and just said, "No, listen." He took a pencil and wrote down on the tablecloth, "Your best friend is he who brings out the best in you." Your best friend is he who brings out the best in you. So my question to you is, who brings out the best in you? Right? And start, make sure you spend more time with that person. But more importantly, who do you bring out the best in? Okay? Are you bringing out the best in other people? Okay? Now also, start thinking positively in difficult situations. Think intelligently, not emotionally, in difficult situations. And here's why. Become that person where everyone can rely on, okay? When the world is turned upside down and there's a difficult situation, they know, okay, that you're going to be that person. You're going to be that rock. You're that positivity where they can turn to and look to for positivity. See, most people are also self-conscious. And this was me. And I still am. And we all are, right? You want to start seeing the good in people. You want to start lifting them up. And as you're seeing the good in people and lifting people up, you'll start gaining affection. And in this book, okay, there's a gentleman that was 5'8". He's one of Norman Vincent Peale's readers. 5'8", was self-conscious about his height. Now, I can relate to that because I'm 5'8", and I used to be self-conscious about that. But when reading this story, thanks, Brian. But reading this story, right, I could just relate to. And, he would never, since he was 5'8", he was a motivational speaker, and he wouldn't take pictures with people because he was self-conscious. So, long story short, one of Norman Vincent Peale's friends gave him this advice. He said, listen, and I'll close with this. He said, think big, pray big, believe big, act big, and you'll be big. See, being big is not your height. It's not your weight. Okay, it's what's in your mind. It's what you're thinking. Okay, so start thinking big. Be positive, and people will be attracted to you because you'll become that attractive person, and people will start liking you, and most importantly, people will start doing business with you because they like you, and then they'll get to know you, and then they'll trust you. So that's all I have today, guys. I just thought it was a great read. I highly recommend the book. Again, that's The Amazing Results of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. Go ahead and pick up a copy. Great book, great info. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk soon.